Oh boy. The drama mama herself, Queen of Wands, is showing up. But hey, it's for you guys. So I think you might get permission to be dramatic this week, Leah. Like you need permission, right? But here we go. Nine of Cups. So this has been coming up for a lot of people. And it's not just Nine of Cups has come up 3 times, but it's been that energy of manifestation, of dreams, of what do we want? And that's what I'm getting. I think a lot of people, what they want has changed. Either that or the things that people have been manifesting, they're going to actually start coming through. Now, with mixed reactions, I'll say. For some people, when they start seeing the things that they want coming through, it's like, oh my God, why did I want this? Why did I invest so much time and energy in trying to get this to come in? For others of you, it's more getting clear on what your heart's desire is. And I think with everything that's been going on for a lot of people, it's almost as if it's so hard to dream. It's so hard to want anything. It's like, what's the point? It doesn't happen anyway. There are people whose dreams, whose wishes, they're changing after, I don't know, they might have spent years trying to work on this one thing. And it's like, all of a sudden, I don't know if I want that anymore. Why have I been wishing for this? But that's the whole point of this week, is getting in touch with your heart. What your true heart's desire is. What is your wish? The purest wish that you can make. You know, if you're like 6 years old and your birthday cake's in front of you and the candles are lit and you close your eyes and you wish it with all your heart because you know it's going to happen. You still believe in wishes then. That's what's coming up. That's the underlying energy of this week. Now, to get to that wish, and you know, the Nine of Cups does say, be careful what you wish for because it just might happen. I've been saying this to people too, you know, that when you wish, don't put restrictions on it. Too often we kind of restrict ourselves and do it from a place of, well, I think I can manage this, or, you know, this looks likely to, that's not a wish, guys. You know, when your fairy godmother shows up, you ask for everything. You ask for Prince Charming and, you know, the carriage and everything. You don't just say, hey, can you like take care of the dishes and sweep the floors for me? And that's what people have been doing with their wishes. So this is a week to go really big with your wishes. Or rededicate yourself to it, or trust that it will happen. It's that hope. You know, when we dream, when we wish, it takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of strength to do that. And we have that coming up here. At the heart of your reading is the Four of Wands. So the Four of Wands, this can be a house move. This can be a job move. It's celebrating how far you've come so far. That's very important. I feel like I've been doing like manifestation 101 in a lot of these readings, like telling people about how to manifest. And that's the whole thing. Part of when we manifest, it's understanding what do you want, but then why do you want it? And understanding why you want it. And hear that again. So understanding why you want what you want is how you get what you want. And how is that? Because whatever you want, it's going to make you feel a certain way. That's why it's the heart's desire. It's the heart's desire. You know, it's going to make our heart sing with joy. We're not going to be lonely anymore. We're going to feel abundant. We're going to feel safe. We're going to feel secure. We're going to have that, you know, the security of a job, or that £1,000,000 in the bank, or our own home. So, you know, no one can kick us out. That kind of energy, whatever it is. But then whatever feeling is attached to that, it's about feeling that first. So we can do that by being grateful for how far we've come, looking at that we have a strong foundation to build on. But Leo, Four of Wands, this is about going bigger. It's about pausing, looking at how far you've come, celebrating that, and then saying, all right, I commit to this. How do I go even bigger? How do I go even bigger? How do I build on this, whatever I have right now? Now, in the past, you have strength, you have courage. So what I'm getting from this, you know, is that in the strength card, it's beautiful energy. It's your card, right? And it talks about having the strength, having the courage to endure something, grace under fire. You know, it's that inner resilience, that strength that comes from within. It's not the lion that has the strength here. She has the strength. She's got the courage to do this. And as beautiful as the strength card is, what it actually says is that you have the strength to overcome obstacles. So that means there were obstacles, right? But that's why your foundation is so strong now. Believe it or not, and I get the sense a lot of you won't believe it coming into this week, the way this week is. It's almost as if, I don't know, it's people are not daring to dream or daring to believe, or it's almost like everyone's kind of shell shocked, and you know, it's like someone's turned the lights on, but everyone's kind of shielding their eyes, like, because the light hurts because they've been wandering around in the dark for so long. And it kind of feels like that. So we're kind of having to relearn to wish, relearn to hope, relearn that, you know, we can have more, we can go for more, we can do more. And we have the Three of Wands coming up underneath the Nine of Cups. Now, these two work really well together. And it's amazing how much they have been coming up together. Because the Nine of Cups is where we actually have the wish, where we dream it, where we, you know, so that's when you blow out the candles on your birthday cake, that kind of wish. If we go with that analogy still, right? Blowing the candles out, that's when you make the wish. The Three of Wands is, so if you've, I don't know, wished for a bicycle or something, this is where you're sitting outside the house the next day and you know the bike's going to show up. You know it's going to show up. So you're waiting for it. Now, if she's waiting for that bike to show up, there's nothing there. So there's nothing to show. But she knows. She knows because she knows her wish is going to work. Her dream's going to work. I've overcome so many obstacles. I've got a strong foundation. I commit to this. I'm ready to go bigger. But I need to see what comes in first from all the work that I've done, right? And so with this, she's sitting there waiting for that bike. And she's not just waiting. There's never a wait and see energy in the tarot. So what is she doing when she sits there? She's planning. She's got her little route mapped out. When I get it, I'm going to like jazz it up. I don't even remember. It's been so long since I rode a bike. But, you know, it's that whole, I'm going to jazz it up. I've got my little bell to go on the bike. I'm going to go take it to the park. It's that kind of energy that's coming in. That you've got a plan ready to go when it comes in. And that's in the present. That's in the present. When you know, this is... whatever you're waiting, you're waiting for your ships to come in. It's that energy. I know I talked about bikes, waiting for your bikes to come in, but it's that energy. But you know what to expect because you know what you've done. You're very aware of what this is. The foundation, the strength, the courage that has taken you to get this far. Now, this is where I think it's going to go in a number of different ways. Some of you are not daring to dream or to wish or for whatever's coming in because you kind of think this, like in limbo. Why do you think you'll be in limbo? Because the future is a projection from where we are in the present. I'm actually going to get you one for that. Yeah, look, Eight of Wands, change direction. This is things pick up. This could be communication, but it gives you a pause. Nothing moves when the Hangman comes in. This is about surrendering. You surrender, you accept it. It can be a sacrifice too. But it's about opportunities. Either you get more than you wanted. Like it's a pause. Whatever happens is a pause here. To say, whoa, I was not expecting this. Or, well, this changes everything. It's that kind of energy that comes in. But I'm not going to lie. With the Hangman coming up there and the Ten of Swords here, it feels kind of bittersweet. It feels bittersweet. It's almost as if, I mean, that's your advice is the Ten of Swords. So, I mean, let's look at the Ten of Swords for a moment. Because this is what gets us to this. This is the advice, right? And the advice is whatever happened in the past, because the Strength card, maybe you had to have strength to get through this kind of energy. But there's always a lingering, the ghost of what happened. It's the nightmare. It's the hangover from this, right? It's still there. It's still around when the Ten of Swords shows up. This is the aftermath. It's the aftermath. It's rock bottom. It's when you've been left in the dirt with 10 swords in your back. So why is that coming up? It's not coming up anywhere here. Is it because in the past once before you got your wish, you got what you wanted, you fought for it, but it turned bad? And it feels like everyone's remembering that this week. Everyone's remembering when they were left decimated, when, you know, things were just destroyed. And it's almost like, well, is that going to happen again? Well, it's bloody not, because you've got the Queen of Wands coming up with this. But it's almost as if in the sweetness of what comes in, you're reminded of the things that went wrong. But guess what you're reminded to do? This is what gave you that strength. This is what's made you the Queen of Wands. She's a fearless bitch, you know, let's just put it that way. She's one of those women that I think you either want to be her or you want to screw her. You know, that's it secretly. But you're going to look at her and you're going to be jealous of her because she just goes for it. She just does it. And look at her. She's spectacular. She's going to be the one that you think, you know, you're going to probably, people will bitch up and down about how she's dressed, but then they secretly wish they had the body to be able to wear what she wears. Or, you know, it's her passion for it. She doesn't understand, no. She's just going to go for it. She's going to go for it. And it's fire energy, so that's your energy and it's your advice. And it's like, don't forget who you are. Don't forget the fire that burns inside of you. Don't forget that this kind of shit, when it happens, it's made you stronger. You've had more courage. You know, that's where your true fire has come out. And it feels like you need to remember this because of what's coming in. Now, that's going to change for each of you, and it's in the future. And I always say this, the future position in a spread is the most bullshit position ever. First of all, because it's a projection from where we are right now. But you know what to expect, right? Or do you? Because why do you need to pause with the Hanged Man coming up here? So check yourself on that. Is it that you're expecting one thing, but you're still kind of got this hangover of this from the past coming up here? And when it does, and the other thing about the future position is it can be changed from this. If you don't expect anything, whatever you expect here, you'll get that. I mean, from here, it's telling you expect opportunities, expect the pace to pick up. We go from a 4 of Wands to an 8 of Wands. Communication, information, opportunities coming in, speeding along, going there after a pause. And maybe it's saying just stop for a moment, surrender to whatever comes in, and it turns even bigger and takes you even further. But maybe you don't want to pause, or you just think, I don't want to go back to this. But you don't have to. You'll know when to act. You'll know what to do. That's the Queen of Wands coming out. I love your reading, Leo. It's very kind of energized, and I get it, you know, no matter how strong you've been, no matter how much you've gone through, and you've been through it. That kind of shit is not easy to get over. And you know what it's like, you know, when something happy happens and you want to celebrate it or do something, and that's when you remember the people that are missing here, or, you know, something great happens and you just wish that so-and-so was there so you could have a laugh with them and tell them, hey, I did it.